Hello. Hi, everybody. Okay, as promised, it's Friday. It's 5 o'clock, right on the nose. I don't know who's around right now, but all of you really should be at home, guys. It's a holiday and we're in a pandemic. So, hello to anybody who's out there and wants to come and hang out for a little bit. So, I think I'm starting to realize that there's a few things you can come to always expect from me when I jump on here and get on my soapbox and start talking. And I think that those three things are going to be that I'm going to bring you some truth, I am going to be vulnerable, and I'm probably going to talk about some kind of taboo topic because that's just what I do. So anyway, I'm all about talking about things that really matter to me. And so yeah, sometimes I talk about physician suicide, sometimes I talk about doctor mental health, sometimes I talk about burnout, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about physicians in business. And so I'm going to share a little bit of what's been going on with me this past week, and especially where my head's been at today. And I'm going to share some information about the amazing power of coaching and how that's really helped me with some issues I've been facing today. And I am going to share, as promised earlier in the week, some strategies to combat this pre-traumatic stress that I've been talking about a little bit this week. And then the last thing I'm going to share with you is something I always do on Friday, which is something that I call Friday. Well, I'm not going to say I call it. It's called Friday Hour Done. I'll explain later to you what that means. And it's kind of just a place where I celebrate my big wins of the week. So, okay, starting on what's been going on for me. So for the last 8 weeks, I have been in a really, really positive mindset. And this week, I have just found myself in kind of a weird place. Hi, Uncle Dave. I see you there. Thanks for jumping on. Hi, Heather. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Mom. Hi, Tennille. Hey, Beck. How you doing? It's nice to see you. Aquaba. Okay, so anyway, this week I've been in some kind of funk, and I think it's been driven in large part by fatigue, because I've noticed my bedtime has been creeping later and later and later as I've been working my butt off trying to get some stuff done. And so yeah, just plain not following the schedule and getting behind on sleep, and then finding myself in a situation where yeah, that starts to affect my mind a little bit, right? I think lots of you probably can relate to that and know that feeling. So anyway, as you guys know, I'm starting a new business, and launching this business has been freaky for me. I'm a doctor. I'm a competent medical professional, I should say, and I really have a lot of confidence around what I do clinically, but I'm stepping into something new, and I have great confidence in myself and my ability to help women because this work has been so transformational for me. However, where I do not feel confident is in the world of business. I feel very, very out of my league. I hired a business coach this week, and she's absolutely amazing, and what I wanted her to do is to push me and to really teach me what I needed to know about business. But this has given me all kinds of imposter syndrome, scary, doubt, fear-based thoughts. And today that really, I just woke up in that mindset this morning and struggled with it a lot. And so, you know, it's like you step into the business world, and I'm a doctor, so I understand that I have my own terminology and language that I use, and that sometimes other people don't understand that. And that's totally the way I feel about business right now. Like, people will say, you know, business terms, and I'm like, what does that even mean? I have no idea what that means. And for me, it has created a lot of thoughts that have created a lot of overwhelm for me. So you know, I think in essence, this is a normal part of the transition to something new, but my brain has, of course, been going ahead and making that mean a whole lot of things like, why am I doing this? I have a great job as a doctor, and what am I doing in this arena, and why am I putting myself out there? And why am I going to put myself through this stress when I don't even really necessarily need to? And the answer to that is that I know I have something to offer, and I know I can help. And so this morning I was, full disclosure, at home in a puddle of tears and negative thoughts. And I got onto a call with Amanda Hess, who is a lovely gal that I'm doing coach training with. And she really helped me to see what was going on in my mind. She helped me to see that so much of what my brain was giving me was, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And I would guess that many of you can relate to this when you try something new, is that your brain pours out, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know, right? And for me, when I think I don't know how to do something, that creates a feeling of overwhelm, which causes me to internalize all of this, to spin mentally, and it creates inaction, right? You don't do anything. Whereas the other option might be to do something to move you towards the goal, to test something, to try something. Even if it fails, it's still moving you forward. Whereas this overwhelm creates, for me at least, pure inaction. And I think that's probably the case for many of you as well. So I really came to realize that I've been blocking my own wisdom and making myself feel very disempowered. And the result is that, of course, I don't know. And so, you know, the real truth that I would like to believe that resonates with me is that only I know what's going to work in this business that I'm developing. And I'm going to apply all the tools that I'm collecting right now, that I'm learning, that I have the ability to learn them, and I have the ability to grow, and I have the ability to try things. And I know that my program is going to change lives. I'm confident. I can feel that. And if I don't go down this road and do these steps, then I'm missing the opportunity to help anybody if I stay in that old mindset of I don't know. So anyway, that's my little sharing where personally I've been at. So now I'm gonna, I can see that there's a bunch of you guys here now, which is awesome, because this is the part where I'm gonna share some strategies for changing your mindset when you're in that pre-traumatic stress, that very laser focused on coronavirus or, you know, some other stressor in your life, and when you feel like your blinders are on, right, that you can't see what else is going on around you. I'll just share a little example that I was talking about with some of the staff over at the assessment clinic this afternoon. I have a very good friend who lives in the Dominican Republic, and she and I have been talking this week, and she mentioned to me that people in the Dominican Republic couldn't care less about coronavirus because all of the jobs, all of the work, so much of their industry is based on tourism that right now there's no work, and so people don't have money to pay for food. And, you know, you just contrast that to some of the things that we worry about in North America. Yes, there are very real and awful things happening in North America because of COVID, but it's interesting to realize that in other parts of the world, if we sort of take our blinders off and we broaden our worldview, we can realize that there are people who don't have basic necessities of life in other parts of the world. And I think it's just really important to be able to recognize that, right, to keep us in reality. And so these are a couple of things that I'm going to share that I think might be helpful to some of you guys. So the first one, coaching, that's what I'm going to promote for sure. And as I just demonstrated, it's been amazingly powerful for me, not just in this one circumstance that I shared today, but in many, many, many circumstances. And so I am here. I'm willing to do this for you. I'm willing to help you to get where you want to be. If you're a female physician and you're ready to make a change, please reach out. I'm starting a brand new program very soon, and I'm really excited about it, and it's going to be amazing, and it's going to transform lives. So that's my little plug. But anyway, I'm going to share 2 other techniques with you, and so actually 3 others. So the first one is mindfulness, and what I'm going to call this technique is mindful observation. I've been inspired to do this week by one of my mentors, and I'm going to share another technique of hers in a moment. And so, you know, effectively what mindfulness is really about is taking yourself from that very future-oriented thinking and fear and moving yourself to the mindset of the now, right? To just focus on the now. Focus on the fact that you have everything you need to be here and be alive in this exact very moment. And one of the best ways to do that is to play around with your senses. And so I like to think about just focusing your attention, your eyes on one thing. So, you know, say, for instance, I'm going to focus on my webcam right now, okay? And then I'm going to think about the quality of the webcam, the color, the shape, the little words that are on the webcam, the actual camera itself, and then all the other equipment that's around it, the speakers, et cetera, right? And then as you keep your eyes focused on that, whatever it is in your environment, right? It doesn't matter what it is that you're focused on. Then what I want you to do is just start to use your peripheral, recognize what's in your peripheral vision, right? So you don't move your eyes, but you just start to notice what else is around you. And then you can really broaden that. You can broaden that to take in what you can hear. I meant to turn, I'm just realizing right now as I'm doing this that I meant to turn my fan off. And so I'm sorry if you can hear that. I'm going to turn it off right now because I know it does create some ambient noise. So think about what you can hear, what you can see, what you can smell, what you can taste, what you can touch, right? I find the touch one to be particularly useful. Like I really like to think about my feet touching the ground and, you know, the strength of the earth, and you know, that just connects me very much to the now. Okay, and then after you do that, another exercise that you could try, and this is the one that I'm getting from my friend and my mentor, Jonna Mlure. So she calls it the instant shift technique, and she gave me permission to share this with you guys today. I've been using this daily for the last week, and it's amazing. And I'll share that the more times you do this, the quicker the shift comes, which is really, really cool. So the idea behind this is to help us really hone in on our emotions and to allow them, and to help us to get from the emotion that we're in to a place of a more peaceful and calm place, okay? And so essentially what you're going to do is you're going to close your eyes, and you're going to basically scan your body, and you're going to look for any place where you're feeling tightness, anxiety, stress, fear. So I want you really just to think about that. Where is that in your body? Okay. It could, you know, it can be in a lot of places, right? In your gut, in your chest, in your upper back, in your neck, in your throat. And then I want you to think a little bit more about that. Think about where that is on a scale of 1 to 10. Think about, if you see it in your mind's eye, does it have a color? Does it have a shape? What is the character of that sensation that you're feeling, that vibration in your body? And then I just want you to start breathing into that area. So take some slow, deep breaths. Breathe into it. The key thing is not to avoid it. So you just want to acknowledge that it's there and then keep breathing. Jean suggests that you think about breathing sunshine into it. Thank you. Somebody just gave me a heart. That's lovely. Hearts are good. Hearts are good on Facebook. So give me some hearts if you're liking this. You're going to keep breathing. John says breathe sunshine into it. I like to think of breathing love. So breathe into that spot. And as you keep breathing into that spot, I want you to do another check-in. Check in with yourself and figure out where on that scale of 1 to 10 is the intensity of that emotion at this point in time, that vibration in your body, that tightness, that anxiety, that stress, that fear. Where are you at? it should be starting to lessen at this point in time. And if you keep continuing to do this, you keep thinking about breathing that love and that sunshine right into that physical spot in your body, you may feel it shift, you might feel it move, you might feel it change shape or character, color. You should feel it shifting in intensity, and you just keep on breathing into it until you get it down to maybe a 1 or a 2 or a 3. And most of the time, if we get that down to a 1 or a 2 or a 3, we can function. We can go into our daily life. We can do what we need to do. This is particularly useful as a physician, especially for those of you out there who are dealing with some really stressful things in some really stressful cases. You may need to find a way to lessen your anxiety in the moment, and this is a really powerful technique for doing that. And I'm going to share one final technique that I think is also really useful in those kind of situations as well. And this is actually a useful technique that you could use to accompany the instant shift that I just shared. So this one I'm going to call developing a personal coping mantra. And so essentially what the intention behind this is, it has to be something that is believable to you, okay? So I could offer you all kinds of coping mantras, but unless it's something that resonates and that you believe in, it's not going to work for you. And so you have to really dig deep and find something that actually will resonate with you. But the idea behind it is that you want to come up with a strength-based declaration of resiliency that is going to shift your perspective very quickly. Okay, so that's the reason why it's so critical that it's something that you believe in. And this is great, especially if you're having some persistent rumination after you felt this acute wave of emotion. So you feel the acute wave of some negative and very distracting emotion, right? Most of the time that's going to be triggered by there's some kind of circumstance. In this case, they're probably imagined circumstances because we're talking about this pre-traumatic stress. Because of that circumstance you're imagining in your mind, you're going to have a thought about it. That's going to create an emotion for you. And then when you have that really, really intense, potent emotion, then you can use the instant shift to lessen that, right? And then you can apply your personal coping mantra after you have lessened the intensity of the emotion. If you're still having some like hangover effect from that emotion, right? You're still noticing that your brain wants to feed you that thought again, right? It doesn't have that same intensity that it had before, but it's still there. You can't quite shake it. So you can come up with a mantra that you can rehearse yourself and say again and again to yourself, and that will shift your mind to that place of strength. So I shared mine earlier this week when I was grinding it out on the treadmill, and that for me is I can do hard things. I've used that mantra many times in my life. I'm an obstacle course racer, and throughout the course of my training, when I've been doing long runs and my feet are throbbing and I don't think I can go another step, I've used this I can do hard things. I've played it over and over and over again, step by step by step. And so there are meaningful neural pathways in my mind that very phrase triggers. It has a lot of meaning for me. It really resonates with me, and that's the kind of phrase that you want to find for your personal coping mantra. Okay, so deep breath. That's it. That's what I have to share today as far as some tools that you can use to get yourself to shift out of this pre-traumatic stress mentality and back into the now, right? And be more mindful, find your calm. And that's really going to let you harness the power of your human brain, which I've been saying again and again, in these times that we're in, the human brain is the only thing we have to beat this virus. And it's true actually about everything in life. It really is. The human brain is our greatest tool, but it can be our greatest enemy sometimes too. I know that has certainly been the case for me for a really large portion of my life. And if I didn't start doing this coaching work and learn this stuff, I really have no idea where I would be right now. I don't even know if I would be here to actually see this pandemic. So yeah, it's really meaningful stuff. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to talk about today is something I think you guys should all start doing. So Brooke Castillo, who's another one of my mentors who runs the Amazing Life Coach School, that's where I'm training right now. And she has this program called Monday Hour One, which I have been diligently doing for a number of weeks now, and it has been paying massive dividends in my life. This is quite literally how I've gained back 2+ hours a day of my life. And it's allowing me to do amazing things, right? It's the reason why I can be here sitting here in front of you. It's the reason why I've started a business. It's pretty awesome stuff. And so diligently for a number of weeks, I've been implementing this program, and basically it gets everything out of your head, all that mental to-do list, all the weight of the mental to-do list out of your head and everything on paper. And if you combine that with really truly knowing what your priorities are in life and making sure that your days, what you do in your day, aligns with what your deep priorities are in life, then you will find you will be phenomenally successful at getting things done. So one of the things that we do in Monday Hour One is we have a Friday session that's called Friday Hour Done. And so that's what I'm going to share with you right now, some of my big wins for the week, because I think it's a great way to end out this little chat that I'm doing and let me go home and take off my fancy headdress. Actually, one of the nurses in our clinic gave me one of these this week, and I'm so grateful to her because it has saved my ears today while I was in the assessment clinic. But yes, so Friday hour done. Okay, so a few things that I've accomplished this week, and recognizing that today I've been in a funky kind of mindset. I was like, I don't want to do Friday Hour Done. I don't want to talk about this today. And so I forced myself to sit down and write out a few things that have happened in my life this week and really help myself to regroup and be able to acknowledge my own accomplishments. And so I have a full-time job as a physician. I've done that job this week. I was in our after-hours clinic this week. I worked in our assessment clinic this week. All that stuff, awesome. Doing all the doctor stuff. On top of that, I started working with my new business coach this week, and so I've been able to access a ton of her resources this week to talk to her lots and come up with a new strategy for how I'm going to start networking with people, which has been really fun. Actually, it's been nerve-wracking for me as an introvert, but it's been super fun. And on top of that, I'm taking this life coaching course, and so I've done my studying for this work. I have done 100% of my workouts, and it was week 3 this week, which is the tough week in the Periodize program that I do with my coach. And so trust me, that was a bit of a grind to get it done, but I got it done. And I've coached a few clients, which has been also amazing. That just fills up my cup every time I do it. And I am redoing, it's been a while, my basic life support and ACLS, just sort of so I could be as prepared as possible if we do get a surge and I start doing hospital work again. And I've done a lot of work to manage my mindset. So I follow Brooke Castillo's self-coaching scholars program. So I've been kind of honed in and focused on that this week, and really just trying to make sure that my mindset is as healthy as it can be in the times that we're in. So that's all I have to share for today, guys. Thank you so much to all of you for being here. I hope you found this helpful. I'm very open to feedback, and if you see me posting for little calls for you to share what you're struggling with, please do feel free to post on there, because I will try to bring you some of my coaching expertise to help with those things. Or, you know, if I have had an analogous experience myself, then I'll share that. As always, I'm here to be open and vulnerable and help. And, you know, especially for my female physician friends who I would love to see all learn how to thrive in any circumstance. Anyway, take care. I hope you all enjoy your Easter weekend, and it's been lovely being here with you. Bye-bye.